Hi, I'm Darryn Farrugia and welcome. So this is the July update of my single stroke roll resolution, and I'm really struggling with it, to be totally honest with you. I really feel as though I have hit a wall. I don't think I'm getting any faster at this stage. Having said that, my practice has been a little inconsistent more recently, and so therefore when things are not going well, I guess one kind of loses a little bit of motivation to practice. And in addition to that, I have been really busy in this studio. I've been recording a lot of tracks for a lot of different people, and that's really kind of been a focus, I suppose. So I'm not suggesting that this whole resolution thing has fallen by the wayside, but it has taken, well, hasn't been center stage, let's say, in my existence for the last maybe 2 or 3 weeks. So yeah, the practice has been a little inconsistent. Today I did my full 1 hour practice routine, went and took the dogs for a walk, came back, and I couldn't play anywhere near the tempos that I was playing at before I left the house. It's really interesting because my hands really get cold quite quickly, and I do actually have bad circulation, so anyone who's ever had the pleasure of shaking my hand would know that my hands are usually quite cold. And at the moment in Melbourne, it's winter. I came back home, I tried to play, couldn't really play, and so I just decided to do something about this, and I set the metronome to 150 and played a single stroke roll for about 10 minutes, exactly 10 minutes. And what I did was I struggled through the first few minutes, but as I kept playing, it actually got easier and easier. And then after that 10 minutes, I stopped. I let my muscles cool down a little bit, you know, maybe a minute or a minute and a half, 2 minutes. And then I started playing a series of single stroke rolls. And, you know, I hit 180 and I got about 30 good seconds out of that, and you know, failed. So it's been a bit of a struggle, you know. I've really hit a brick wall with this. So I think I just, again, you know, have to keep being patient and working my way slowly through the tempos, making sure that the increases in the tempos are not anything drastic. And it changes from day to day. So some days are better than others. Perhaps this is probably due in part to my inconsistent practice. So you're looking at a very frustrated man here. I haven't really made any changes to the practice routine, but one of the things that I have been doing is just isolating the fingers and doing that sort of classic exercise where you turn your palm down and isolate the fingers by playing in this position. That's very interesting because in that position, you can actually play faster than you can in that position. I do practice both things. I practice that version and I practice this version. So that's about the newest thing I've added to the practice routine. I do that at this stage about 165, and you know, getting close to the end of that, I do start to feel a bit of a burn here. I'm also very aware while I practice of muscle tension, so I'm just trying to push the boundaries of my endurance a little bit each day when I practice. So that's one thing that I've added. And the other thing I tried today was actually practicing with the thumb. Again, about 165 at this stage. These exercises are new to me, and you know, I'm teaching my muscles to do something that they've never really done before. So that's you know, that's a little bit of a struggle at this stage too. On a more positive note, I have been working on the molar. So I've been working on that and had some good results today. I set the metronome at 190 and played the 4-note grouping as a single stroke roll and held that for a minute. So that was something. That sounds like this. Again, that technique is pretty new to me. In all of my years of playing, I mean, I started studying when I was 15. That was a long time ago, and I never really did those kind of exercises, and it's only really till this year and me starting this this challenge, let's say, that I've actually started practicing it. So that's still a bit lumpy. I'm not totally happy with it, but you know, I felt like I made a bit of a breakthrough with that today. So that's the 4-note grouping, and then there's the 3-note grouping, which is probably a little easier to play, and I also played that at 190. So, gee, I'm sorry if I'm being a bit of a downer today. You know, I just wanted to update you on where I'm at, and where I'm at is probably no different to where I was last month. So, you know, we're getting down to the second half of the year now, and it's you know, it's I've still got a bit of time, and I still need to be very patient, but you know, at this point it just doesn't feel like I'm going to get there. That in itself is a bit of a letdown for me, and hopefully not for you though. Anyway, have a great week, everyone. I shall see you next week, and happy practicing. See you all soon. Bye. I remember me.